Welcome to the Sci-Fi Invasion. I'm your host, Joey Hollywood, and I'm trying to get through all 50 movies in this 50 movie box set from Mill Creek in 50 weeks. The movie I watched today was called The Lost Jungle. I try to go into these pretty blind, but this one was interesting enough that I had to do a little looking, and to my surprise, this was originally a serial. Like a theatrical serial that you have to, come to the theater next week to see the next part. But what they did was they took the big set pieces from it, condensed it down, and made a 60-minute movie out of it. Allegedly, from what I was reading, the ending is radically different. I don't know, but it was interesting enough because there are big set pieces in this movie of this lion tamer taming lions, tigers, bears, and it's really nerve-wracking to even watch all these decades later. It's really exciting to see a man tame a lion, and I thought this guy looked familiar, and apparently I've seen him many a times before because I am a huge Abbott and Costello fan. I own every single Abbott and Costello movie on Blu-ray and DVD. I also have the first season of the Abbott and Costello show on Blu-ray. I also have it on DVD somewhere. And then I also have a random collection of Colgate Comedy Hour things that they hosted. But I love Abbott and Costello, and this guy, Clyde Beatty, he is in Abbott and Costello's one-off film that they did, Africa Screams. This guy is wild. What he does with these tigers. It's not all of it really lands for me because there's several scenes in this movie where they pit a lion versus a tiger, and I didn't really like these scenes just because I can't just escape reality and go, oh, look at that tiger fight that lion. I'm just thinking, oh, that poor tiger and lion, they're being forced to fight for a stupid movie. I can't bring my head out of that space. But speaking of tiger, look, here's Quentin. Quentin wants to be in the video. Little gray tiger himself. And I also found out that this movie is a sequel to another movie, or another serial called Darkest Africa. I don't know too much about that one. This movie was just interesting enough that I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. The main plot of this movie is Clyde Beatty plays himself, a lion tamer who's he's in love with this girl, and this girl is just so tired of him focusing on his dang lions and tigers and bears instead of her. And she storms off and goes with her dad to this island that supposedly has lions, tigers, and bears all on one island, just naturally. That's just how things work in nature. And they get shipwrecked on that island, and Clyde Beatty decides, I need some new lions, tigers, and bears, and I need to rescue my girlfriend. Why don't I just go there? And they go in a dirigible. I'm not sure how common that was back then. I was really surprised. I was like, oh, they're taking a blimp to this island? That seems like really impractical, but okay. And sure enough, it was slightly impractical because there's a storm, and it destroys half the dirigible, but the other half is still floating away. And there's also a subplot of this. He's like a co-lion tamer. He's like his assistant, but he's like a jerk and he abuses the animals. He steals the last parachute and lands on the island before everyone else can because the blimp crashes into the island. Coincidentally, just the island they needed to go to because that's where his girlfriend's at. And the jerk who abuses the animals and steals the parachute, he finds a map to treasure on this planet. This is a good opportunity to say that this is not a science fiction movie. I know, on my Sci-Fi Invasion Classics box set, this is not a sci-fi movie. After 4 freaking Hercules movies, we still haven't got a sci-fi movie. They go there, they look for treasure, he tames a bunch of lions. The best stuff in this movie is when he's taming the lions. And, it ends really predictably. I actually don't want to give... I've given a lot of this movie away, but this is a fun one. I think you could watch this one with friends or on your own. I would even venture to say that this is a bad movie. It's just an old movie. I liked it for what it was, and that's really all I have to say about it. It's interesting. I kind of want to check out the serialized version of it. It's only 3 hours long, which is the standard length, I think, for those type of things. I used to love serials. I love the old Superman and Batman serials. You know, pre-Adam West, pre-George Reeves. Those serials are a lot of fun. I like the format of them. And now it seems like nowadays that format's coming back because all TV shows are like that now. Well, that's all I got to say for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Remember, please be kind and rewind.